So we're always cleaning the back of the car with the tail lights, the bumpers, the lettering, the license plate, but a lot of people do not clean the exhaust tips. That's right, and as a result, this is pretty much what they end up looking like: dark, full of carbon, and to be honest, an eyesore. So I'm going to clean them today and show you some other tips. Tip number one, let's clean inside. Take your little squirt bottle of Windex. Remember, these exhaust tips are made of stainless steel, so Windex and stainless steel, perfect match. Just squirt all around, get it good and wet, and then use a rag that you've dedicated to this dirty job and don't plan on using anywhere else, because it will get dirty. And just move it around until you start to see that stainless steel down there. And you'll find that as you go along, you'll actually be very surprised how clean this gets. After all, it is stainless steel, so the carbon doesn't really stick to it. Of course, there's areas you're probably not going to be able to reach. In the corners there, you just can't get a finger back there, but look how much better it looks already. And this is a visible area from the back of your car. Alright, so tip number 3, use a screwdriver or something else. Just wrap it in your towel. See that area there where you couldn't get your finger in because it's too narrow? You can get this screwdriver back there. And when it gets dry, when you start feeling like it's dry and nothing's getting clean, re-squirt it with some more Windex. It's cheap stuff. And get back in there and keep cleaning. Now, of course, like any cleaning job, you can get as anal as you want on this. You can spend as much or as little time. Those weld burns are from when the tips were reinforced recently. So that's not going to come off, but it's not rust. Okay. So you can see it's getting very clean. We're getting down to the pure stainless steel, and these are looking 100% better. I'll probably consider putting a little paint over those weld marks, but here's the one on the left, also looking good, and one on the right. Well worth your time. A little Windex, a little elbow grease, maybe a screwdriver. Good job. Alright, so the next tip is, let's look around the exhaust tip area. You've got a chrome trim piece, you've got the tips themselves, and you've got the muffler. These are Flowmaster mufflers. They're not really meant to be seen, but they are, so you can see directly in there, and the car behind you can see that. And so I'm going to black those out. I don't want to see the end of a muffler. I don't think it's meant to be seen. It's not attractive. So I'm going to take my favorite high heat Rust-Oleum paint. Resists heat up to 2,000 degrees. Stops rust. Gas and oil resistant. Any angle spray. This is good stuff, and the cap shows what color you'll have. You'll also need a card, some stiff cardboard, something like this, and a towel from your rag bag, nothing that you care about, because we're going to mask off and protect our exhaust tips with the towel and the card so that the paint only goes on the muffler. We don't want it getting on the body. Shake up your can, set that aside. Alright, now we want to protect the body. We only want the paint to go right here. It only needs to go about halfway down the muffler. Nobody will see this unless they're lying on the ground. Take your towel rag that you don't care about, stretch it over the top of your tip, and then tighten it around and twist it as such, and there you go. And that will protect the tip. Okay, so that's good. Alright, so next we need to protect the body. We're going to take our manila folder card. We're going to put it between the car body, the chrome tip, the chrome trim piece. There we go. So the only thing exposed now is the end of the muffler that we want to paint right in there, and maybe a few more inches into the muffler itself. So very lightly, very gently, very carefully hit these areas that you want to subdue so that you can't see from the back. Okay? You only need to go, like I say, a few inches into the muffler. You don't need to paint the whole thing because nobody will see this except from the end. Alright? See how I'm doing it gently? Just a couple of shots at a time. The body's not touched. The chrome piece isn't touched. The tip is not touched. Alright, so now we're going to put the card on the other side and do the same thing over here. Protect the body, protect the chrome piece, protect the tip. Just tuck it right in like this. Okay. Bend it around as you need. The good thing about these manila folders is they're stiff enough, but they're also thin enough that you can bend them if you need to get them out of the way. Alright, and then hit the other side very gently, not big gusts of paint. You don't want it to fly around or go anywhere. And just hit that area you need at the very end and a few inches in. Okay? That looks pretty good. It needs to dry, of course. It'll be a semi-flat to flat black when it's dried, which is ideal because it won't reflect any sunlight or anything. It's going to just disappear into the shadows of the underside of the car. Right now you can see a couple of differences in the finish. That's because it's still drying. But that gloss and flat will dry together and it will just become part of the shadow, and the tip is perfect. So now we're doing the other side. Same thing. Wrapped, protected. Now we got to protect the trim piece and the paint. So we're going to stick the card. We just want to hit right here, just as before, because it's an ugly muffler. It's nothing you want to show off. Stick our masking card right there. See, this is a good view of how this works. Nothing's going to get paint on it except where you want it to go. Remember, paint in gentle, light strokes. Just hit the end of that muffler, turn it into a nice flat black shadow. Alright, switch over to the other side. Put the card in there, protect our chrome piece, protect the body. Alright, we want it to go right in between, like that. Alright, now I can hit it better from this direction, so I'm going to hold it and hit over here. Just gentle, light coats. You don't need a whole lot of paint for this. We're just making the area look better, making it look its best. And as I said earlier, this is an area that a lot of people just blow off. They just ignore it. And you'll walk around and you'll see some pretty ugly exhaust tip areas that could easily be improved simply by cleaning and a little preventive, protective touch-up paint. Alright, so then we remove our masking towel, throw it back in the rag bag or in the laundry. Now look how much better this looks. Clean exhaust tip, stainless steel, nice and shiny. Alright, very good. Let's take a quick walk around. My door's not shut. Sorry about that. But let's take a walk around and see when we go behind the car. Excuse my hand. There we go. All you see now are tips floating in that area of darkness. Rocky says, howdy. Thanks for watching the video. Best wishes to you and your Corvette or whatever car you happen to enjoy. We'll see you next time. Thanks.